Hello, and welcome to the Choices Education session. My name is Rebecca Kaber. I am a facilitator of the Choices group as well as a FAP case manager, and we will be seeing quite a bit of each other over the next couple of weeks. Thank you very much for being here and your willingness to participate in this class. I know that from my experience running groups that people enter into treatment with kind of a wide range of emotion. For some people, there is relief that they're getting a class that teaches some skills because they know that the way their relationship has been going has been off track. They know whether they've said this publicly or not, that they may have done some things, said some things that have caused some serious harm to the relationship, and they're eager to learn some skills to be able to make better decisions and improve the quality of their relationship. For other people, they may be angry and upset that they've been referred to this class. They may believe that the incident determination committee made the wrong decision, and perhaps it's the partner who should be involved in this class, not them. When I've talked to these people even more in depth, though, and asked them about their relationship, most people are willing to acknowledge that no matter what the circumstances are, that being involved in a high conflict relationship has been detrimental. And in the course of the relationship, whether it was this incident or other incidents, that they at some point have done things and said things that they truly regret and would have liked to have done things differently. But no matter what circumstances led you to this class, the idea is that there are some skills that can be learned and can be applied in any relationship to avoid high conflict, to avoid hurting people that you care about, and especially for those people who have children, avoid having their kids living in an environment where they are exposed to high conflict and uncertainty. So for some people, they grew up in a household where healthy relationships and effective communication were modeled very well. And for the rest of us who didn't have that taught to us by our parents, there haven't been a lot of opportunities to really learn skills about how to be married, how to be in a relationship, particularly under stressful conditions like those you find in a Navy lifestyle. There wasn't a class in high school on how to deal with situations that are blowing up, how to resolve issues effectively. This is that class. So regardless of the circumstance that brought you here, if you're open and willing, you may find that there are some skills that you can apply so that whatever has happened in the past, you don't have to continue to repeat. You don't have to allow that to escalate. And if you are no longer in the relationship, some skills to make sure that you're not bringing patterns from the past into future relationships. So I'd like to talk to you about this class and what to expect, what is expected of you so that you can complete it successfully and have a successful resolution to your FAP case. Let's switch over to a PowerPoint. You have the ability to expand this by clicking on the arrows that say full screen in the top right corner. The curriculum that we use in the Navy is called Choices, and you will receive an electronic version of our Choices book attached with this email. This Choices program was developed by Dr. William Adams, who had a private practice in Long Beach and specialized in domestic violence offender treatment for people who were referred by the courts for 52-week treatment. We've been utilizing this curriculum for a long time within the Navy and have had the same type of successful results in the Navy that Dr. Adams experienced in the community. You'll notice as you're reading that there will be some differences between the population that Dr. Adams talks about and our population. One difference is that he was primarily working with male offenders and situations where there was a single offender and victim. In a lot of the cases that we see, there is abusive behavior on both parts. So we'll be talking about that as well. So I encourage you as you're going through the material to pay attention to the skills and the concepts that do apply to you and that can be utilized in your situation, even if you're noticing some differences in his work. So the way that this class will operate is you have a facilitator who will be responsible for sending out a link to a homework video each week. So each week, Thursday at 1600, your facilitator will send you a link that contains 2 videos to cover 2 chapters. The best way to do this is to read those 2 chapters first. So to read chapters 1 and 2, then watch the video for chapters 1 and 2, and then complete the homework assignment. The homework is due back to the facilitator on Tuesday by 1600. So I would encourage you as much as possible to complete homework early. And the biggest reason for this is that if you have questions about the homework or how the questions apply to you, you have the opportunity to contact your facilitator. They have office hours, or you can schedule a separate appointment to go over the homework and get some additional assistance. And that can only be done if you do that early so that you can have it completed by Tuesday at 1600. Let's say that the homework is critically important for this class. So during normal group times, we're able to engage in discussion and gauge your participation in a variety of ways. Here, the only evidence that we have that you have read the chapters, completed the videos, and taken the time to apply this to your situation is by your homework. So the best tip I can give is to really invest yourself, put some serious thought and some heart into your responses to be able to demonstrate to your facilitator that you get this, that you're using this, so that they can make sure you're passing each of these classes. The facilitator will be essentially grading your work and looking for full knowledge of the skills and its application to your personal situation. If you're able to do that, you will pass the class and receive a link to the following class the next week and advance on in treatment. If you submit homework that doesn't fully demonstrate knowledge of the skills or how you're using them, your facilitator will instruct you to redo the assignment and you'll stay on that chapter and that class for the following week. What that will do is delay your progress in completing treatment. And if you continue to turn in work that falls below treatment standards, essentially you risk being placed on provisional status, which means your case manager gets involved, they contact the command to intervene and get you back on track. But the questions that you'll be asked to respond to, at the end of the video, I will go over those questions and provide further guidance on how to answer them. So that would be your cue if you're not understanding the assignment to contact your facilitator to get some help. I'll remind you that this is open book, open video, so you do have the ability to go back into the material and make sure that you're answering the questions to the fullest. Let's talk about absences. If you are unable to complete your homework by Tuesday at 1600, that's considered an absence. It is your responsibility to notify your case manager of the reason why you can't complete the class. Because you have 5 days to complete all coursework, there better be a reason why you're unable to complete it within those 5 days. So things like an underway, extended illness, that would possibly constitute an excused absence, but it'll be your case manager's call, and they may verify the absence with your command. So be sure to notify your command as well if there's something going on where you can't complete the homework assignment. It is in your best interest, again, to complete homework early. So if homework's due Tuesday at 1600, you might not want to wait till Tuesday at 1400 to get started, just in the event that something comes up and you're unable to complete it. Unexcused absences, those are not cleared by your case manager, can result in you being placed on provisional status and ultimately possibly be considered a treatment failure if you're not participating as well. So let's talk about successful completion of treatments. Your case manager will let you know how many classes you are expected to complete. And as you are completing your final session, your facilitator will schedule a call to go over the final homework assignment, which is a relapse prevention plan. This assignment will be sent out to you, and it just draws upon the main concepts of the class, and you put together a plan about how you plan on utilizing these skills in the future. Once your final class is complete, your case manager will receive notice and a graduation certificate, and letting them know that you've successfully completed treatments. This will trigger them to take your case back to committee and make a recommendation for successful closure of your FAP case. So there is a treatment agreement that is attached to this email. So this treatment agreement covers the information that we've just been discussing, the expectations about how you advance through treatment and requirements as far as homework assignments. It also gives you some resources for crisis phone numbers and people to contact in the event that a crisis situation is coming, so that is going on. So that includes a duty counselor that you can contact through Fleet and Family for mental health crisis, the phone numbers for the mood clinic, as well as Balboa. And for any type of a situation where there is immediate danger, it's to call 911. So what you will do is sign your treatment agreement and return it to the facilitator. And this will trigger them to get you started on your first class, which will cover chapters 1 and 2. So just some final takeaways. The first is that this opportunity to receive treatment is really an investment on the part of your command, who believes that with the right skills, that whatever has happened in your situation, it can be addressed, it can be corrected, and you can be retained in the Navy. So some folks consider being referred to treatment as a punishment. In reality, the punishment would be not being referred to treatment or having that opportunity be taken away. So if you consider it along those lines, that this is an opportunity, and to treat it with the seriousness that it deserves. Because the flip side of that is not having that opportunity, which of course we would want to avoid at all costs. The second is that once treatment is completed, what that implies is that you have received the skills needed to address conflicts in the relationship, so that if there is a future incident where you were to meet criteria as an offender of domestic violence, it is possible that treatment would not be offered another time, and that you could be eligible to be what's considered a treatment failure. So in terms of this class, just a reminder that you have 5 days to complete the requirements for each class. It's much better to do these assignments early, to seek help if you need it, and be able to pass each of these classes the first time around. If you're going to be absent for any reason and can't complete your assignment, to notify your case manager and make sure that you have a verifiable excused absence. The last thing I would ask you to consider is the things that are really important to you. When I ask this in group, most times people will refer to their relationship, their kids, their career, their freedom, particularly those who have experienced an arrest and spending time in custody. And consider why each of these things has value for you and how you can uphold these things that you value through your investment in this treatment opportunity. So when you consider the ramifications of an improved relationship, a better living environment for your kids, maintaining your career, maintaining your freedom, these are all things that you can help to safeguard through your participation in this class by taking this seriously, by learning these skills and applying them so that you don't walk this path again or allow situations to continue to escalate. So invest accordingly. And I appreciate your time in being here and listening. And I look forward to seeing you each week as we go through the choices material. If you have additional questions about the class, feel free to contact your facilitator. And otherwise, I will see you next week for chapters 1 and 2.